Hi everyone, welcome back to the Reclaim Ranch. My name is Tara, and my husband and I just celebrated our 10-year anniversary in Denver, Colorado, where we went to a Broncos and Steelers NFL game. And let me tell you what, that was pretty cool. The elevation definitely was a lot higher. We were way up in the seats, and I'm afraid of heights, so it wasn't a whole lot of fun, but the experience was cool. And we also did do some thrifting while we were there. We got there a couple days early than the game, so we were able to experience some of their thrift stores and their Goodwill bins. And so I'll let you relax and listen to some music while we go shopping. Okay, so as you heard, my husband and I just got back from our anniversary trip to Denver, Colorado, and we went to an NFL game, which was super fun. And then we did do some thrifting. We had a couple of days to do some thrifting. So I was very, very picky on what I had to get because I had to fly it back home. So I didn't get a whole lot, but I got some really good stuff. So we went to the Goodwill bins there. Their bins is a little bit more different than ours. The people there weren't quite as nice, let's say. And they had more clothing than anything. Like there wasn't very many housewares bins to look through. So, but you know, we still went and had a good time. And so the first item was this crock. Now I walked in and instantly saw this in a bin and I was like, that is mine. My husband's like, we have to fly this stuff home. I said, I know, I'm gonna find a way. It is dirty, you know, but it's okay. It has a small little hairline fracture there, but super cool. I think it's like a gallon crock, and I love collecting these and putting different things in them. And then another bin I went to had a bunch of vintage kitchen items, and so I got this really cool sifter. It's got a green metal handle, and it says perfect, made in USA. Kind of rusty inside, and then it's got the little wooden handle with its distressing. It doesn't seem, it kind of works, but I really honestly wouldn't use this to actually sift. So, but it looks cool. And then there was this ricer that has like this really pretty mint green color on it. Thought that was kind of cool. And then there was another one that was red. And of course, this looks good at Christmas time. But very cool. I was excited. And then they had this little tea, loose leaf tea holder. You put it in there and then put it in your cup. And then we got, I always collect black leather books, Bibles. So this was at the regular Goodwill. We also went to a regular Goodwill. And it was $2.99. And it says genuine leather. In really cool condition. I like to stack those up around the house with ornaments on it. And I found this light bulb. And I bought it because it was just super cool. Look at all this goodness. It's dirty, it's rusty. It was $2.99, and even the cashier guy was like, wow, that's super cool. What are you gonna do with it? I said, well, home decor. He's like, oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. And yeah, that was fun trying to bubble wrap and bring home. And then we got a couple of chickens. I got this really pretty blue rooster. It does have crazing on it. Not sure if that's old or not. Doesn't really have anything on the bottom, but it was only $1.99. And then I got a nesting hen, a white one. Looks to be in excellent condition. She was only $7.99, so I went ahead and picked her up. I don't have any markings or anything on the bottom, but I thought she was pretty cool. And then I got some nutcracker ornaments in the bins. They seem to be in excellent condition. So I don't know if I'm gonna try and upcycle these and make them more neutral or leave them as is and just sell them. We'll see. Because a lot of these items are gonna be on my whatnot sale, not this Thursday, but the next Thursday, the following Thursday. Then there was this really cool metal cutout wreath that's already rusted and crusted. I thought it'd be cool to hang some kind of ornament or something in there for Christmas. And then I got this pan at the regular Goodwill. Beautiful brass pan, really good size tray, I guess you could say. And it did have a sticker there. It was probably made in India or Korea or something, but that was $3.99. And then I got this really pretty large brass candlestick for $5.99. Needs to be cleaned up. We can do that for sure. And then I got little spittoons. So this one was $2.99. This one's pretty heavy, actually. And then I got another one, smaller one, that was $1.99. So those would be cute as a little set. And then I got some copper mugs. These were $1.99 each. And it just has the little etched lines in there, but they're complete copper. So that was a great deal. And then I came across this bin that had tons of this really cool paper. I'll show you. So I grabbed a whole handful of it, but it's like got really, it's like, it almost looks homemade to me, but it's got these gorgeous marbled brown colors in it, and every piece of paper is different. If you guys know what this is, let me know. But it's just beautiful, and for a DIYer, you can use this as like a backdrop for transfers and all kinds of different things to put against this in a frame that would be really pretty. So I thought I'd go ahead and pick up. I mean, they literally had like a stack like this much, and I was like, oh, I can't bring all of it home, but definitely want to bring some of it home. See, so you can see it's got like fibers. It feels almost like cloth, but it was very, very cool. And then I picked up some purses because my husband does eBay, and I saw this purse and I'm like, oh, it looks in pretty good condition and it feels like real leather. And it's called, and it says genuine leather collab. I don't know if anybody knows that brand, but he looked it up and he was like, put it in the cart because it looks brand new. So got that. And then I have this large black leather bag as well. It's got some stitching detail on it. And I mean, it's good size. And on the inside, it looks pretty much brand new. And it is Elizabeth and James. And so he said, yep, go ahead and get that one too. And then I saw this one. It's Anne Klein, which I don't know anything about purses, but looks like it was in great condition. And this store we went to, it's called the Mile High Thrift Store. And the day we went, it was, let me think, red, white, and yellow tags were 75% off, and blue was half off. So this purse was $24.99, half off. And some leftover cotton candy from the game. Inside is in great condition. It's got another little body strap. You know, it looks great, and he's like, yep, that's a good one. So like, okay. And I think that is pretty much all that I hauled home. I mean, we still got we got Squishmallows for Ellie and clothing for Ellie and clothing for us, and my husband got a bunch of eBay stuff. But yeah, it was a great time going thrifting, and they do have great prices actually down there in the Colorado, Denver area. So not that I'm gonna fly back anytime soon, but if I do, I'll definitely go thrifting. So let's go ahead and get some Christmas items done for you. All right, so this first project, I used to go to the Dollar Tree quite a bit and get those tinsel trees, and basically I would just remove all the tinsel and use the base, and then you can use any kind of yarn that you want. I'm just using what I have on hand, just this white wavy yarn, and I love making yarn trees. And so I make sure to hot glue the bottom portion all the way around. And then after I do 2 layers of that, then I can go ahead and just wrap the yarn really quickly until I reach the next little part that goes all the way around. There's like 3 sections that go all the way around. And so on those parts, I make sure to just really hot glue all the yarn all the way around. And then they have little knobs on the rest of the base there that hold the yarn in there. So you just have to use just a little bit of glue to get started, and then in the middle, and then up at the top there. And then you just wrap and wrap until your heart's content on the thickness that you want, and make sure that nothing's, you can't see the green base underneath. And once you get started, this goes pretty quickly. So I just make sure to get into all those little teeth parts, and this is that next section that I want to make sure to hot glue all the way. And you just continue to go around and around. And then once I reach the top, I'm going to again hot glue around that top knob portion there. Make sure it's really good and secure. And then I'm going to work my way back down. And like I said, everybody is a little different in their tastes and what they like. So I like mine pretty thick, and I don't want to be able to see anything underneath. So I'm just going to continue to wrap and wrap and wrap until it's done. And then this year I'm just going to go simple. I'm going to just leave them as is. Last year I did some twine ones, and I had some of those red pip berries from the Dollar Tree that I would wrap around the outside and glue on, or you can do twinkle lights or just all kinds of fun things. So to make a different size, I'm going to go ahead and use another base, but I'm going to just clip off that bottom portion there. And I broke it on accident, so that's what hot glue's for, right? So again, we're just going to do the same thing. Just make sure to glue the entire base portion of it a couple of times, and then continue to wrap and glue in the middle and then at the top again. So of course I'm fast forwarding this, but I am actually going pretty quickly with my hands. It doesn't take very long at all. And then once I get to the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and just a couple glue spots here and there. And then I cut my yarn at an angle, and then it will blend in a lot better that way. So once I get to that portion, we'll just cut it off, glue it, and it is good to go. And sometimes people put stars on the top. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can decorate it like a little Christmas tree, or keep it simple. Use different color yarn, different types of yarn. It just is a fun little project. So this next one year I went crazy after Christmas was over. I bought tons and tons of these glass bulbs, and I also bought the clear plastic bulbs, and they have been just sitting in my basement waiting for something to do. So we're going to take some Mod Podge, and these ones were already spray painted white, and I'm going to go ahead and just make some lines, like cracked lines, and then I am going to add some gold leafing to that. So it's going to have kind of like a marble effect to it. But I thought it would be really elegant to have gold. And you can do copper, you can do silver, you can do glitter, you can do decoupage paper, all kinds of fun different ideas. This is just something that's simple yet very elegant. And then I'm going to let this dry. And then once it's dry, I'm going to remove the excess foil around the lines there. So for the little top part, I'm just going to add some Mod Podge and do the same thing. Add some gold leafing to it, let it dry, and then just give it that gold color so that it doesn't clash with the silver. And then once we're done with it being dry, we're just going to put the little thing back inside that holds it, click it into the bulb, and you can put any kind of ribbon or twine or string to hang it from your trees. So this next one is these little glass bulbs again, but this time I'm going to take the Mod Podge and brush it all over, and then I'm using a white glitter It doesn't have the iridescent colors in it. It's just plain white, so it looks more like a sugar cover. And I think I got this from Michael's, but you can pick it up at any craft store. And then I put a coat of that on all the way around, and then I let that dry completely. And then what I did was I kind of just put it in my hands and acted like I was making a snowball and took off like the excess glitter over a garbage can. And then I put the cap, I actually hot glued the cap back on. And then I used some twine, hot glued it around the cap completely. And then we added, looks like a little snowball. Oh, first thing I did before I did the snowball in my hands was I did use this Rust-Oleum 2x matte spray, and that does help kind of keep that glitter in place. So here's where we're going to go ahead and just wrap the twine around using the hot glue to cover up that silver part. And then once that's all covered, I'm just going to cut the end and tuck it down inside and hot glue it. And then I'm going to add a little tiny piece of greenery and a little tiny pine cone. And I think these are actually my favorite project. They were simple, easy, yet they're so pretty. And living in the inland Northwest or Pacific Northwest, we have lots of trees, lots of animals, wilderness type stuff. So this is very fitting for our area to have this little outdoorsy little snowball with some greenery on it. And I think it just turned out super cute. So I am going to make a bunch of these because they're simple, they're easy, don't take a lot of time, and sell them in the store. So hopefully everyone will like them as much as I do. You'll have to let me know your thoughts. And then I will be just using some twine probably to hang them. So I think it turned out cute. And this last project, I've had this little sleigh, wooden sleigh. I bought it at a thrift store for quite a long time. I'm so thankful that I'm able to get some of these projects done that have been sitting downstairs forever. But it had little snowmen painted on them, and I want to do a little bit more of my wilderness theme per se. So I'm going to just use my Fusion Paint casement, I believe was the color, and I'm going to just cover up those little snowmen. They were cute, but I want this to be more of a woodsy type sleigh. And so I ended up doing 2 full coats to cover up these snowmen. And then I'm going to use an IOD transfer called Christmas Valley. I believe that was last year's release. But again, I'm trying to use up as much as I have in my own stock so that I can buy new stuff. And this is the little pieces that I got out of that Christmas Valley transfer from IOD. Little pine cones, little red berries, some greenery, and I think it just goes perfect with this little sleigh. So again, with transfers, if you've never used them, they come with a white backing. You just peel that off, put your transfer down on your project where you want it. Make sure it's exactly where you want it so that you're not lifting up and ruining your transfer. And then you just rub it with the little stick that they give you. Stick your finger underneath that little plastic vellum and then pull up as you rub down. And then it releases that transfer onto your project. So yeah, it's just fun to be able to create and, you know, make different projects with all these little transfers, leftovers. You never want to throw any of your leftovers away because there's always going to be a project that will need just a little something extra. And I did end up putting something in each of those white ones, kind of going back and forth between the greenery and the berries and the pine cones. But I think it turned out super, super cute. And then I just took my X-Acto knife, if there was like a little bit of the transfer hanging over the edge, and just cut off that extra. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the DIY Big Top to seal in those transfers. And so I'm just going to go over the entire white part, seal that in, and then it's good to go for Christmas. So you guys will have to let me know which one was your favorite. Again, I like my little snowball ornaments, but these are all really relatively easy and fun projects to do, and so I hope I've given you some inspiration for Christmas time. Even though we're still just starting fall, it's a good time to start your Christmas crafts now so that you can be ready and have them all tagged and ready to go for your booths when Christmas comes. So, hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will be back here on Friday. We'll see you then. Bye, guys.